What's up, Foundation? What's up, YouTube? Man, it's me, your big partner, Cartoon 53. Man, I'm back for a shout out, man. A shout out. As all y'all know out there in the YouTube metaverse that's been paying attention, you know what I'm saying? Mad Ronnie from 60 died. You know, he died last week or a week before last. And you know, I knew him. I knew him well. I knew him very well. I decided to let everybody, you know what I'm saying, get their condolences out the way. Everybody get their you know what I'm saying, they shout outs and they farewells out the way. And before I did mine, I decided to do mine a little late so that I knew that everybody else was out the way. I didn't want mine to get caught up in the mix. Not saying that mine is gonna be extravagant or super ooper, cause it's not. You know, I got a few pictures, you know what I'm saying? Of course, pictures that I got from other people, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have any real live footage of my own of him. You know, me and Mad Ronnie, we go back to Hawaii. We go back to Hawaii, man. I met him in YTS, man, back in the early '80s, and man, we rocked out. We rocked out. I'm gonna give you a story about me and old Mad. I was on the lockdown unit on R. I had been in a Crip and Blood ride, and so boom, I was doing time on the lockdown unit. Eventually, you know, later on down the line, Mad Ronnie ended up coming in. What he was doing time for in the lockdown unit. You know, I told you all the time. You know, TS had the lockdown unit on R. It was a 90-day lockdown program, and what Mad Ronnie had did to come over there, I don't know. You know, we ended up on the same tier at one time. So, you know, when we would come out, of course, it was a lot of Crips in there. We would come out. We never really kicked it and talked a lot. We had our different kind of like little circles and stuff. And I would see him. He would see me. And I remember when he first came, I was asking somebody. Matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think I was asking Big Diamond from R.60s Gangster. I'm like, cuz, who was that? And I distinctly remember cuz telling me, say, oh, that's the dude Mad Ronnie from 60. I'm like, oh, okay. So anyway, time goes on. I end up getting a job working in the laundry room. I was always working in the laundry room. Cause at one time, me and Big Monster from R.60s Gangster, we was working in the laundry room together. But now, you know, Monster went on to go back to the main line. I was working in the laundry room, and Mad Ronnie asked me one day if I could get him a job working in the laundry room. Now, this was a way for us to have a job and get ourselves, because like I say, you know, this was a lockdown program. We was always locked in ourselves, unless you know, had a little job or whatever. You had, like, I think, an hour in the first phase. You had an hour and a half in the second phase, and you had, I think, 3 hours out your cell in the third phase before you went back to the main line. You know what I'm saying? And so, but anyway, he asked me one day if I could get him a job in there. Of course I could. You know what I'm saying? So, when he asked me, I'm like, all right, well, Papa, you know, come on. I'm like, cuz, you know, I get you in there. So I went through a lady by the name at the time. No, a guy by the name at the time. I forget his real name, but we called him Cowboy. Cowboy was a black counselor, worked up on R&R, and you had a Mexican counselor. He was my counselor. His last name was Caballero. Had a Caballero. Now me and Caballero was real cool. You know what I'm saying? Almost probably anything I wanted I could get, because I'd been up there so long. You know what I'm saying? I had years up there. You know. Just messing up, you know. But anyway, so I end up getting Mad Ronnie into the laundry with me. So, you know, we was cool, you know what I'm saying? I told him my cousin, I said, man, you know, I told him one day, you know, my cousin from y'all said on me, like, well, who your cousin? I told him Big Mumpy, Big Mump. He was like, oh, okay, that's what's up, that's what's up. It seemed like from that point on, we got, you know what I'm saying, we had got even cooler from that. Hold on. Little twig, little twigs running wild. Y'all know I got that hang time. But anyway, nah, just playing. But so We was cool. Now, anybody who know me, anybody who been locked up with me know I love to strike. I write on everything, on the streets, in jail. It's no place you could have put me and I wasn't going to write on the wall. Wherever you was going to go places, and I learned it from the Mexicans. I used to see, like, the Mexicans wrote, every time I turn around, you had Mexican writing everywhere. I'd be looking for the, you know what I'm saying, for the Crip, right? Barely seeing it. I'm like, shoot, man, I'm hitting up. I'm striking. I strike up on everything, man. Everywhere. When I tell you there was not a room that you could put me in that I was not going to find something to write with. I remember on the streets, I would tear leaves off the tree and ball them up, or either ball them up tight, roll real tight, and scrape them down, and I write with the leaf. You know, the leaf would make a little green writing. I write with that. I'd take some grass off the ground and ball it up and write with it. In jail, man, it's like, I tell you, homie, look, it was no place you could put me. Because when push come to shove, you know how you got them little pieces of skin right here on your hand? Man, I would tear the little skin off and then squeeze it till my hand started bleeding. And when it started bleeding real good, man, I wipe my finger on the blood and I write it with that. Now, of course, back then, I didn't like writing it like that because it was red. But now, you know, my thing was I just got to get the set on the wall somewhere, you know. But anyway, we in the laundry one day, and I'm striking up. I got a marker, and you know, you got the big laundry carts. Laundry carts come in from the laundry up front, and every new laundry cart that came in that didn't have that 53rd Street gang wrote on it, I hit it up. Man, I was real good. Man, look at it. Wasn't nobody from the second beat me right. Not back then, because I did it all day, every day. My homeboy Snoop. Now Snoop, he would try to compete with me. He would write me from Nellis all the way to TS. We'd write each other back and forth, and we used to hit up in the letters all the time. You know what I'm saying? AIP to home, we Snoop. But anyway, so I'm striking up in the laundry room on the car, and Ronnie's sitting on the desk right there. And he was like, dang, man, I wish I could write like that. I'm like, shoot, homie, you want the marker? He like, man, I don't know how to write real good. I'm like, oh, shoot. I'm like, dang. I said, cuz, you want me to hit it up for you? And he kind of looked at me. He was like, you do it? I'm like, yeah, cuz, you know, I hit it up. We in there striking up on the laundry cart. He was like, yeah, man, go put me in there, man. I'll never forget it. I hit it up West Side, and I gave him a block. I blocked it up, block R.60s, and had his name on top. And he would leave looking at it. He was like, man, that's hard. Man, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, shoot. You know, I continue to go ahead and strike up, roll call, all type of stuff around the cart. And I never forget, man, he told me the next day, we was in there talking. He was like, Toon, man, I didn't think he was going to do it for me. I'm like, do what? He like, man, I didn't think he was going to strike the setup on the cart for me. I'm like, why wouldn't I, you know? I'm like, why wouldn't I? He like, you know what I'm saying, man, 6-0, you know what I'm saying? And you a Trey. You know, now this is back in, like, if I'm not mistaken, 83, 84, something like that, right before I left White. And I was like, shoot, homie, you know, hey, we cool, homie. I'll strike it up for you. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no thing. You know, because it wasn't like that. We didn't have a problem. Like I say, them and A-Trey things, they had their thing. The gangster neighborhood thing hadn't kicked in like that yet. You know what I'm saying? It had not kicked in. You know what I'm saying? Most sets still at that time would just step back and let the gangsters and the 6-0s do whatever they had going on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of other sets really wasn't getting on. Even though we was down with the gangsters, of course we was down with them, but it wasn't to that point. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, I never forget that story, man. He told me he didn't think I was striking. Yeah, homie, I was striking you cool. And man, we rocked out for months together, man. And he was a guy, he was a down Crip, homie. He was a down Crip, man. You know what I'm saying? I could talk about him like this here because we were there together. I know him. I know him, you know what I'm saying? We was there together. So anyway, man, you know, I got a few pictures. You know, a little few pictures I'm showing you. Y'all, of course, y'all seen them before on other people's networks, but you know, I throw my few little in. But anyway, man, man, shout out, man, to Mad Ronnie, man, from West Side Rolling 60 Crip, man. You know, that was my partner, man. That was my partner, man. We was cool. We was real cool, man. So yeah, man, you know, R.I.P. man, to Mad Ronnie, man. Yeah, man, them the few little pictures I had, man. You know, I had to get them on in there. Like I was saying, I want to give him my flowers. You know what I'm saying? My condolences. You know, a little late after everybody else that kind of got out the way, man. So once again, man, boom, shout out to you, man, Ronnie. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, homie. Crip in peace. Peace.